Not friend?
I never met him.
Never. Who is he? May I ask?
Hattori Hanzo.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the movie calendar. My name is Lee.
And my name is Terrence.
And this week we're going to be talking all about Quentin Tarantino's jump into the Kung Fu flick, Kill Bill Volume 1.
Volume 1.
Not Volume 2, two separate episodes. We're not doing any whole bloody affairs, not on this podcast.
One only.
Correct.
Next episode is Kill Bill Volume 2.
Correct.
I just realized we usually say that at the end of the episodes.
No, it's fine. Everyone knows. People have come here from last week's amazing episode about Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we are totally recording this on a completely different day to that one. We haven't just finished recording that one and then jumping into this one. We promise.
I didn't just change my shirt.
Yeah.
And refill my glass.
A little bit of a peek behind the curtain, as they say in the biz.
We can do a couple at once.
But no, if it is your first time here, welcome. If this is a film that you absolutely adore like we do, we are going to be singing its praises. We are here to celebrate cinema. That is the entire point of the movie calendar. There are time codes in the description below to, if you want to jump around to your favorite segment. We're going to be talking about the characters and the style and the action, the heightened sense of realism, all of that stuff before getting into our regular scheduled programming of #WhatAboutWhen and then adding the film to the movie calendar.
Yes, and if you want to contribute with any of these things that you are about to hear, especially with What About When, or you just want to see what's coming up, or you want to get in contact with us, please follow us on all the socials. Follow us on Twitter, on Instagram. We are at The Movie Cal. We are also at, what are we at? We're at themoviecal@gmail.com, and we have a website, themoviecalendar.com. So please get in touch with us like that. It's a great way to get your What About Whens and explain them in an email, or jump into the comments in Insta. We've got a couple, or we've got one at least for this week from Instagram, as well as our own.
Yes.
But yes, that's how you can see what we're doing. It's the best way to see the episodes coming up and make sure you get your voice heard on the episode before you record it.
Yep, amazing. If you haven't subscribed as well, please do so. We're pretty close to hitting a milestone achievement in that. So yeah, although with the Pulp Fiction episode released, maybe we've hit it.
Maybe.
I guess we'll find out. That's very exciting.
It's a mile pebble moving into a milestone.
Yeah, a mile grain of sand that we're about to hit, but it doesn't matter. We don't really care too much about the numbers, but it's fun. It's fun to hang out with you. The contributions that we get week to week are amazing, and we love it. We want more.
Yep. So Kill Bill Volume 1.
Kill Bill Volume 1. So this is Tarantino's fourth outing as director.
How do you know this?
It's very common knowledge. It's not hard to find that.
No, it's kind of because it says it at the beginning of the film.
Oh, it does too. The fourth film by Quentin Tarantino. Oh yeah, wow. That's right. We host a podcast together. You're teeing me up, and
He usually does that to me.
My goodness.
And I usually do what you just did. I drop the ball many times.
I've had dinner now. I just want to go to sleep.
Yeah, his fourth film.
Yeah, fourth film by Quentin Tarantino. So yeah, he's done Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, and now Kill Bill. Now, he does count Kill Bill Volume 1 and Volume 2 as one film, so he can sort of get away with making something else, which it was always intended to be that one film. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, late into the production of the movie, that was decided by the studio and by Tarantino to split it up. But yeah, we'll talk about that. If you haven't seen the film... Okay. Spoilers ahead. We are going to be talking about it as if you have seen it.
Yes.
This movie, fair warning, if you haven't seen it before, hyper violent, but it is very stylized. But yeah, if blood is not a thing that you can really do, maybe this one's not for you. But as we've been saying for Director December so far, you know whether or not you're going to be watching a Tarantino film.
Hyper violent is a good way of saying it.
Yeah.
And yeah, massive spoilers. And yeah, if it's too much already, and you think this is too revealing, go watch it first, come back to the episode, and see what we have to say about it.
Yeah, this is only a discussion about Volume 1. So Volume 2 is your jam, and you've discovered this and that one is out, then by all means jump into there. But yeah, we're not going to be talking about characters' names like... he beeped it out, which is why I was able to say it.
Because we talked about it.
He's like, can we say the character's name?
You're not allowed to say his name.
No.
Alright.
Beep. Perfect. Oh, that's too good. I caught him off guard.
Can't believe you did that.
That was fun.
That's awesome.
You forget that it's not live. Like we can
so
edit
cool.
this. It's great. Could you imagine doing a live episode? That'd be so funny. Even though we don't really edit it.
We make sure with swearing and stuff, we try and keep it clean too. So we kind of know there's some swearing. It doesn't really throw me, but that was like,
Real.
what are you doing? Oh,
I can't wait to watch this back and see your face. That would have been glorious.
Great. But so
we're
we
not gonna
won't be talking about Kill Bill.
No,
Volume
so there's
2.
not going to be a whole lot of talk about Bud or a little bit about Elle Driver because she's in this film. But yeah, anything that happens in the second one will be saved for that discussion. So yeah, this one specifically for volume number 1. Is there anywhere in particular, Terence, you would like to start?
Maybe at the beginning with that awesome opening of that kind of retro, like celluloid. No, I'm talking before that. I'm talking with the presentation feature.
Yeah. Our feature presentation.
As soon as I saw that, I just
glorious.
went, whoa, yeah, I feel good.
Yep.
I realized this hyperviolence, right? Oh, my phone nearly fell off my lap. The hyperviolence goes right to the hyper sensation of going back in time watching classic film on a what was the size of the 35mm projection?
Yeah, 16 mil.
I could while I was watching this, I could nearly hear the projection happening behind me, and just this little intro title screen was just beautiful.
You can hear the scratches, like,
oh man. Anyway, yeah, sorry. Now we should probably start talking about the movie.
No, that's part of the movie, man. Where that's like
it's
right
the
at the beginning.
experience, right?
I love that. Yeah, no, like we talked about both in Reservoir Dogs and the Pulp Fiction episodes, like Tarantino knows how to open a movie, really capture your attention. I think this one, more than most, like opening on this just black and white, bloodied shot of this woman who's been... Is that your phone?
No.
Someone's phone just went off. That's fine.
Someone's looking for it.
If you just heard a chime, it wasn't you. It was us. So that's all right. We're a very professional podcast.
We're going to activate all your smart home devices by saying a phrase.
No, don't say that.
We won't.
Yeah, he knows how to open a film, and
Yeah.
by having this bruised up, bloody woman in a wedding gown is just so striking. And hearing her breathe beforehand, all you hear is the breath and the crying, and then bang, we're just on this shot, and you just hear this man's voice saying that this is
footsteps.
Yeah, this is not me being sadistic. This is being masochistic. And then Bill,
I'm at my most masochistic.
This is it's your baby, and then bang, gunshot to the head, cut to black. That is the opening of the film, and if you're not grabbed in from that moment on, then this film is not for you, because it grabs you really hard.
What an opening shot! Like just the blood splatter on the floor next to her head, where when it cuts to black, you rewatch it in your mind and say, hang on, did she actually get shot? What is going on here? Exactly, what an opening.
And then straight into that song.
Which one?
Nancy Sinatra, Baby Shut
Bang
Me
Bang.
Down. Bang Bang,
Bang,
yeah.
bang. Oh yeah. Which one? I went blank for a second now. Wait,
I just saw you had an out-of-body experience. That was fun.
So haunting.
Yeah,
Such
it's
a
gorgeous.
beautiful track.
I have, because I stream, I'm all digital, so I stream all of my music, and for some reason that song, I don't know whether it's by design or not, but the lyrics and the music are on right left, so it's super annoying to listen to with headphones on. But that's just a small gripe that I have with it. But otherwise, it's beautiful, haunting in this film.
A lot of devices
Gorgeous.
you can switch to mono, so you can hear it on both.
I'm not that tech savvy.
It's designed for people who are hearing impaired, who can't hear from one ear. They can hear it.
I appreciate that. That's really good.
Beatles do that a lot.
Clever.
The Beatles do a lot of panning left to right. A lot.
Fun. We do it here on the
Try it with
podcast.
headphones.
And then Terence
Yeah.
fixes it in post.
Yeah, I just put it through, so everyone can hear everything. all
Yeah,
the
everyone can
time.
hear everything perfectly.
But we are in stereo. If you want to hear a stereo episode, please put a comment below, and maybe we can release a special edition or something like that.
Gross.
Okay, mention of music, unbelievable. Unbelievable. We spoke about it in Pulp Fiction. We've spoken about it in Reservoir Dogs. He doesn't disappoint. He doesn't disappoint in Jackie Brown. He doesn't disappoint in anything else that I've seen. Or did Inglourious Basterds have an incredible soundtrack? probably did.
Yeah.
But
The music, incredible. I had that as I recorded that on. I had some old
Illegal recording?
slide
did
up
you go into
phone,
a cinema and record?
and no, not in the cinema. I had it on DVD, and I it was the DVD menu music was that, and I waited for the part where it was like dun 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 dun, and then I hit record on my phone and go da 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 da, and I had that as my ringtone for years. And now my ringtone, funnily enough, with this film is the whistle that Elle Driver does in the hospital.
I'm not even going to try. I could do it, but I'm not going to try it.
I won't be able. No, I won't whistle it either.
So good. Do you reckon she's actually whistling that?
Probably not, but that's okay. It's a bit of movie magic. That's what we're here for.
I don't see her cheeks going in and out.
No,
She kind of
she's
breathes.
just pursing her lips
Pursing
and
and
walking
breathing
through
at the right point.
hallway.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Yep. I didn't see her. See, I didn't whistle. I just made the noises. We all know what I'm talking about.
That one.
Doing it. Yeah, that one.
But no, I have had that as my ringtone, and I bought that one from the App Store years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, probably 6 or 7 years ago.
Unbelievable soundtrack.
Yeah.
Just as iconic for me, this soundtrack,
Yeah.
as Pulp Fiction, as Reservoir Dogs. All three of these. I own them on CDs. Digitized them.
Yep.
Now I listen to them everywhere.
They're absolutely
So
stunning.
good.
All of the music in this film, whether it's like a song or just a bit of score, they're all sampled from old films that Tarantino loves and had soundtracks for and just used them all. So yeah, when we say that Tarantino homages other films ever so brilliantly, this movie is just full of them. Everything from the yellow jumpsuit that the bride wears in The House of Blue Leaves is based off Game of Death with Bruce Lee. He wears pretty much that exact outfit. There's so much that he also adds his own flair onto it. Right, the soundtrack's amazing. We should just probably go through this one fairly linear. I think would be a good idea.
Okay.
We jump into chapter 1. So that was
we'll
the
go
prologue
by chapters.
Yep. I
All
think
right.
we'll break this one up by chapters. So chapter 1, which is just titled the number 2 with a circle around it.
Yeah.
And we see the house out the front in the suburbs, and it's all the colors instantly are just it's so oversaturated. The saturation was just dialed way up. It looks fake.
Yeah.
It looks like a painting, a film, it's a picture. It's not real.
Yeah, it's meant to be not real. It's meant to be fake. It's a visage.
Yeah.
A facade.
Which is like
A visage. That means
a visage.
a facade or a facade.
It's a fakasha, and and it's such a departure for the way that Tarantino makes his films look. This is him really flexing in a way that he has never had the opportunity or the want to do before.
Yeah.
So everything's always been kind of very real and grounded, heightened with the dialogue and some of the violence,
But really gritty.
but very gritty and showing consequences. And here he really gets to get a different set of paintbrushes out and just slap on the canvas in any way that he wants. This is his kind of who was the drip painter, the famous drip painter.
Was it Pollock?
Jackson Pollock. He gets to Jackson Pollock all over this film.
Yeah. You didn't think I'd know that one, did you?
I was trying to think of the quote from Guardians of the Galaxy where Star-Lord was like, she's like, Gamora's like, Quill, you're
one or two? I haven't seen
first
two.
one.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. It's like, Quill, your ship is filthy. It's like, oh, she has no idea. If I had a black light, it looked like a Jackson Pollock painting.
I was quite surprised he knew that reference. I think
I know,
Star-Lord wouldn't know.
He was
that.
8 years old when
Someone
he left
wrote
there.
that for you.
Yeah, that's a bit of written dialogue. Well, Jackson Pollock is also mentioned in another episode that we did.
Ex Machina.
Ex Machina. Thank you very much. Ding.
Pointing to the card, link to the other
Goes up.
episode.
My mustache is not behaving today. It's going up my nose and making it itchy. I keep touching my face. Apologies to everyone. Must look horrible.
Any mustachioed people out there know exactly the plight that you
it's
are living
just-
with when the odd hair just curls the
Getting
opposite
me,
way.
it's tickling my nose.
Gets right.
You don't need to know this if you're listening to us on your favourite podcast app of choice. We do have a YouTube version, which is why I called it out, because people would have been like, why is he touching his face so much? But yeah, that's why, and I'm so sorry. But no, when the bride goes up to the front door at Vivica A. Fox's house.
Yes. Vivica A. Fox, also known as
Vanita Green,
and with her good husband,
Dr. Jamie Bell.
Dr. Jamie Bell. So the bell has 3 bells on the letterbox. So Vanita Green, also known as.
You want her code name?
Do it.
Is it Cottonmouth?
Cottonmouth. Yes.
I don't want to get
Or
them
Copperhead.
wrong. Copperhead.
They're both bad snakes.
It's Copperhead.
I knew that.
Cottonmouth is O-Ren Ishii.
Copperhead.
Copperhead.
Cottonmouth.
She should have been Black Mamba.
Yes. Oh,
As
that's
she-
so
as she
cool.
says.
That is so cool.
I should have been Black Mamba. The fight, the opening fight scene is amazing. I did not know that Tarantino could direct action like this. Like it's so visceral, and there's so many quick, sharp cuts, but you never get lost. You know what's happening, and it's brutal. Like you see them get hurt, and just watching these 2 women just try to kill each other in a lounge room is incredible to watch.
They both got such good, for an untrained eye, good close-up knife handling skills.
They
would have been trained to do this, but I was impressed watching how they changed grip of the knives, and even like behind the backs, and just little things like that. I think when they're kind of like in the scorpion standoff pose, as you see fighters do, as the bride just readjusts the grip on her knife to invert it, and I'm like, there's someone's gonna die here. This is not good. But you're right.
Yeah, there's real danger.
It was shot so beautifully. You don't get lost in it.
Yeah,
there's a lot of close up, but there are nice wide scenes. But it's not bang 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 bang. It's watch a move.
No.
Okay, cut to a different angle and watch another.
Well,
move,
like this opening scene was like cut, but not in like a shaky cam horrible way. It was
shaky
like you
cam,
could still follow
so close that you can't tell what's happening.
Yeah.
No, it was
which directors do that trick when their actors like can't do stunts because it hides their really bad physical performances. But this one, you get to see them in action.
Yeah,
and the amount of stunt work that they would have had to have done, the training, the martial arts fight training they would have had to have done to pull this off convincingly is incredible. Huge shout out to Kiwi New Zealander Zoe Bell, who is a stunt woman. You would have seen her in a bunch of Tarantino films after this one. This was her first one that caught Tarantino's eye.
Who was she?
She doubles Uma Thurman.
Okay.
And because her name is Zoe Bell, the sign out the front of the house, the bells.
Oh, yeah.
She got to keep that after the rap, and she gave it to her parents because they're the bells, and they still have that as at their front. Yeah, which is super cute. I thought.
Do they use it at the front of their house?
I don't know whether they have it. I don't know whether they use it at the front of their house or not, but they have it.
That's awesome. That's
Or had it.
Movie memorabilia.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's cool. I was going to mention something about this fight scene. Oh, yes. The hyper stylization of everything. One thing I noticed with this fight scene that also got me in the mood for this outer world experience, this not real world, which helps me settle with things. When I think it's too realistic, I get uneasy, and it becomes a different experience. So to be able to step away from it was every time a knife moved, you'd hear the shing, of the knife blade, and you're like, well, you're just twisting it.
Yeah.
But after the first couple of those, I'm like,
that.
okay, I know why we're doing this. We're having a bit of fun.
This is a movie. Yeah. It's a movie. It's designed to be enjoyed.
Yeah.
It's not. You're not supposed to, think that this is real life at all. Like
Well,
you know that it's fake.
The first scene you don't. And this is the thing. So the introduction to this is extremely, extremely violent and extremely graphic.
To grab your attention.
To grab your attention. But then it goes into this overly saturated, nice, colourful world with all these.
Yeah. And then like even before the fight starts with them two locking eyes, and it does that. Like the colour change.
Right. Yeah.
It's like it's so hammy.
And it's just a simple punch.
Yeah, we also learn so much about the bride's character in this scene as well, because when the daughter is getting off the school bus and she's coming home, they're having the locked of the eyes, no dialogue necessary.
Yeah.
Vivica A. Fox is so good in this scene, where you can just see her pleading with her eyes, like, please don't hurt my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And then, cool, knives go behind the back and they stand side by side so that they're equals. No one's got the advantage. And it's just and so like the bride, as much as she is on this like massive rampage of revenge, because this is a revenge story.
Yeah,
I haven't done I didn't do a plot summary for any of the films.
Any of Tarantino's films?
No, I did it for Res
You
Dogs. I
didn't-
didn't do
you
it
didn't
for
do-
Pulp Fiction. How do you do it for Pulp Fiction, though, anyway?
There's a
Yeah.
story of a thing.
You
of
can't. This is a story of revenge. It is a revenge film. And even though she has this just massive drive to do it, she still has empathy. There's still a human side to her, and I think that is really important because we have to still empathize with this character. If she's just
Yes.
a bloodthirsty, which she has every right to be, like she had a child murdered, and her whole life taken away, because she wanted to escape. So yeah, we should be on her side, but yeah, to have her be somewhat empathetic towards other characters in the film.
I think
It's good.
just the fact that she was beaten to a bloody pulp and left for dead and murdered on her wedding day as a pregnant woman.
Yeah.
I think that's enough to get the audience on side.
That's it. We're on side.
I didn't think we
already, right?
needed too much. It was like, yep, you go
You
dead
need,
even.
you need some though. Like you can't just have a dead behind the eyes plow through, and like that would still be entertaining to see, but then there's no real stakes. Like you have to be able to be on her side in a certain way that when she gets into fights, you
still
care. Like you're like, I
Yeah.
don't want her to get hurt.
You still want to be going for her.
Exactly.
You want to spruik her.
Yeah. And so yeah, that set it up really well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you are right. And that scene where they hide knives and do the talking, sweating and bloody.
Blood everywhere.
This is an old friend of Mummy's. Yeah,
I
this
haven't
is...
seen it in a long time. Beep.
Yeah. I was so going to do it, but I
Yeah,
was like,
no.
did I get the quote wrong?
No, that was pretty good.
You know, what's your name? Nikki?
Yeah.
She introduces herself, doesn't she?
Hi, Nikki. I'm... And then Vivica says it again, being like, beep, asked you a question.
Yeah.
How old are you, Nikki? Yeah.
That's so funny.
I had a little girl once. She'd be about your age now. Yeah. Yeah, right. Like, the dialogue is great in this film as well, as all Tarantino films are.
Far out. And I just the way that scene finished, when she invites
In the
a
kitchen.
revenge story of her own. She's like, if one day you want to get back, give me a call, or what does she say? Look me up.
It wasn't because she kills
After she
Vanita
kills-
Green in the kitchen in front of the daughter.
Yeah.
And it was not, and she has that brief moment of oh no, and is super upset with it within herself, the bride, of like, it was not my intention to do this in front of you, and then immediately goes back into killer mode, and gives the idea, plants the seed of, but believe me, your mother had it coming. If when you get older you still feel raw about it, I'll be waiting.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Good invitation.
There's so many fan theories about Quentin Tarantino doing a Kill Bill Volume 3, and it's about her
Yes, I've seen a couple of those.
growing
things.
up and chasing down. It's a revenge story, but it's against the bride.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
I've seen. I'm not going to say, but I've seen who they want to play her as well.
Oh, really?
I think, okay. No, I could see that. I could see
Interesting.
that. Yeah.
You get the same actor, wouldn't you? If they,
Oh,
if they're
maybe
doing
if
it right?
if
they're
she's
still
still
around.
acting.
Yeah. I mean, Tarantino can get a great performance out of a
Yeah.
potato salad. Like he's such a good director.
You say that like potato salads can't act.
Well, I've seen some potato salad work, and there's a little bit left to be desired.
I like little bits in that scene in the kitchen. You know, the way they have this civil conversation and talking about, I should have been Black Mamba. Yeah. And there's still this anger.
Yeah, you can tell that they kind of
Obviously.
didn't like each other.
Yeah.
When they were part of
There was
this
a
deadly international black
competitive-
assassination squad.
They were competitive, or at least, she was competitive to the bride.
Yeah.
But
I'm jumping ahead here, but which is like in complete contrast to O-Ren Ishii, where I think that they might have actually been friends. Like because they have that little moment where they're, say, like silly rabbit tricks are for kids, and like that's probably a little inside joke that they had with each other at some point, because they were able to finish the sentence, and
yeah,
yeah,
silly rabbit. Oh,
yeah, tricks are for kids.
do you reckon that's because of her name?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
Stop saying it. You'd have to you're just giving yourself more work to beep it out.
yeah, but it's fun. I'm
The
doing
things Terrence finds fun, everybody.
it. No, what I want to say in the kitchen was the coolness of the brand of cereal.
I was going to mention
The
this.
name
I
of the
wasn't sure if you
cereal.
picked it up or not.
Of course, I would picked it up
Did you read about it or did you see it at the time?
No, I saw it. It's called Kaboom.
A Kaboom cereal.
The Kaboom cereal,
With
and
the gun
she hides a
hiding
gun in it.
Yeah.
It's so great because
It's a fake cereal.
you know why I was looking at it? Because she says I've got to fix my daughter some cereal. Well, yeah, she just got
in
from
the afternoon.
She got home from school.
No, don't give your kid that much sugar.
Kids do that when the parents aren't home. That's the afternoon snack. Let's
Yeah.
have some sugar cereal. I thought that was amazing. A little bit of
Clever.
divine intervention there, if I can steal from Jules.
Oh, sure, if you think
Because
so.
isn't she meant to be a deadly assassin?
Yeah.
And she can't get someone from like 5 meters away, not even 2 or 3 meters
She
away.
probably hasn't been in a fight for a while, I'd imagine. But
Excuses.
it's like riding a bike, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, you just get back up. But I don't know where you're going with that one. You're trying to make
No,
a joke.
no,
I just
nothing.
didn't get it. I'm
Nothing.
sorry that
no,
one
no,
dropped.
I wasn't trying to do anything.
No, but I thought it was really cool. But she missed. I thought, why would she miss?
Could you
She
imagine
wouldn't
if she'd have
miss.
hit her in the head and then that was the end of the film?
Yeah, but it's not like a choose your own adventure. And then partway through, you realize, oh, too bad. Oh,
No.
that film lasted 4 minutes.
She just missed. She knew the stakes.
And there were a whole heap of. There was a picture of knives up on the
Yeah,
board.
her
on the
thing,
window.
I think, was more edged weapons. I think because the bride says it. It's like, Bill said that you were the best woman he ever saw with an edged weapon.
Who? Wait,
The bride says it to
Vivica
Vanita.
Fox. Vanita Green is the edged weapon.
Yeah, which is why she probably wasn't the gun person. Has one in the house for safety, but that wasn't her skill
She
set.
doesn't know how to use it.
Yeah.
Fine, whatever. Fine. Great shots. You know, this film, like with every other Tarantino, but this one especially, he really plays with his cinematography.
Very much.
He loves these. He's experimenting a lot with different shots, I think, and
Yep.
just going, you know what, I'm going to do it this time. And walking into the kitchen was the first time I felt this. Was when they had that top-down view of the kitchen and the camera followed across the walls. You know, they built these sets that didn't have ceilings and actually took the cameras
Yeah.
outside of them.
The shot
Did
in
that
the
a few
House of Blue
times.
Leaves, that really long tracking shot that goes on forever, it seems like.
Well, which one are you talking
It
about?
starts with his character going down the stairs and it shows the bride at the bar and then comes back and goes around
Oh,
into the
yes.
bathroom. It's just
like the entrance when you walk
yeah,
in. Yeah.
it's stunning
Yeah.
photography. Like that, it took like days and days of rehearsing for them to do it. But
Oh,
they,
yeah.
and like 17 takes or something, but they got it.
Yeah,
nailed it.
absolutely.
So
would
many
have.
moving parts.
And at the end of that scene, they fade to Sophie Fatale in the bathroom and
Yeah.
do that little crossfade there. I thought, oh, that was interesting. Are we back there already? What is
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah.
It was great. But yes, we are jumping.
Getting ahead of it.
We're jumping.
So the next little bit in the chapter is chapter 2, The Blood Splattered Bride, where we see
The scene.
we see the massacre
Scene
in the
of the crime.
church, and an Orlean Machiavelli. That's a fake.
That's a fake. The bride's name
Yes.
on the wedding certificate.
Yeah. And we get the introduction to the incredible Michael Parks, such an incredible character actor, and he's going to show up again in Kill Bill Volume 2.
Oh,
which
does
I'm
he?
going to talk more about him in that, but I think he's such an incredible performer.
No, I have seen Kill Bill Volume 2,
Oh, you just haven't watched it recently?
like when it came out.
Yeah. 2004.
I know they go hand in hand, and it will be another watch. So before we started recording, we're talking a little bit about it, and I'm thinking, wait,
I don't remember that.
I don't remember those things. Just whoa.
Yeah.
Let's watch it.
Terrence is going to watch Volume 2. I haven't watched Volume 2 like this year, but
Yeah.
I've seen it so much that I know
cool.
it back to front anyway.
Beautiful.
I think it's probably my second most watched Tarantino film.
Okay, I'm gonna have a great time watching it.
Yeah, I mean the Volume 1 and Volume 2, I collectively put them as one film as well.
Now, Michael Parks. So he plays is he the sheriff
I'd say so. Why not?
that walks into the chapel
Yeah.
with his son?
And who that is actually his son.
I know. I was wondering if you knew that.
You didn't know that before we started recording. I told you, and you were like, "That's so cool." Are you trying to play cool now?
Let me have one.
Sorry,
have
I
one.
should have edited that out.
So he's a lot of people
Actually
don't know
his
that's his actual son.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't they look alike?
I had no idea.
They have the same drawl. We call it the bride on account of the wedding dress.
Yeah. We've all just been calling her the bride on the count of the dress.
So, and they used the close-up tracking shot of the boots
Yeah.
on the floorboards, the
Clacking along
same
the
as
boards.
in the opening shot. Bill's boots walking.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's a thing.
It's just great cinematography.
Beautiful cinematography, beautiful referencing.
But yeah, we then get to see the bride in hospital in a coma after L Driver comes in and they have the assassination attempt, and Bill calls and is like, we're going to cancel the assassination. We're not going to crawl into her room like a rat in the night.
Right when
and
she's
kill him in her
just
sleep.
about
the needle
to
is
put
right in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, he's got him wrapped around his finger, doesn't he?
He does.
They will
Bill.
do anything that he says to do.
Yep.
They are his angels.
He's like Charlie.
Bill's angels. Billy's angels.
Billy's angels.
Like
No.
K Billy Super Sounds of the K Billy? K no?
Nope.
K Bill?
Not even a little bit.
Kill
Nope.
Bill?
Nope. Moving on.
Super Sounds of the 70s?
Nope. Nope.
I always look for little links. That's definitely a link. All right.
You could link it with the director.
Oh, you know what? In the chapel, something I didn't see the first time.
We're beyond the chapel now, Terrence.
You
We've moved
you
past
jumped
the
beyond it
chapel.
very quickly. How cool were all the bullet holes across at like chest height?
Didn't notice.
Everyone is mowed down, and you see all the bullet holes from these multiple machine guns.
We get
coming
to see
through.
the bride escape
So
from
good.
hospital, which is amazing. After she wakes up and realizes that she's been in a coma for 4 years by looking at how much her hands have aged.
Oh, is that why she looks at her hands?
Yeah, she looks at the creases in her hands and says 4 years.
Oh, very interesting. Oh, how bad is it when she realizes?
Yeah, the
Baby's gone.
horror scream when she realizes that her baby's been taken away, which, like, appropriate reaction.
Yeah, how long did they stay on that shot?
It was-
I was in pain watching
Yeah,
her.
I was wondering how you were going to go with that.
Oh man, I was with her on that one. I can't remember. I couldn't remember that.
She'd just
that
become
moment.
a mother as well.
Oh, God.
In fact, they had to delay shooting of the film because Uma Thurman fell pregnant.
Far out.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't have been hard for her to somehow embody complete sorrow
Yeah.
for that. That was hard.
Yeah, that was absolutely brutal. But she gives such a good performance in this film. But her, like, and realizing that she's also been tortured and trapped in a prison while she's been in a coma as well. It's just horrific with all of the stuff
Raped.
that's happening to her. Yeah.
Oh my God. How cool was it where as soon as she has it, like her heart rate is going through the roof. She hears someone coming and within like 10 seconds, she calms down and they make a point of having the bing bing machine audible, but how the heart rate.
The Bing Bing machine.
It's the machine that goes bing.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Something to do with heart rate thing.
Yeah.
Cardio. Used
Wait till we start talking about the clangy steel.
But how she regulates her heart rate.
Yeah.
She reminded me of, I used to watch, like when I was growing up, I loved watching the Iron Man series here in Australia, watching the Iron Man events. And they would always talk about when they were paddling out on their boards, they'd come back in and ride a wave and they could bring their heart rates right down within the 2 minutes of catching a wave back in so they could run. I just thought of that.
Yeah. That's what she was doing.
For
She was
some
about
reason.
to go on the run. So.
Top athlete.
Yeah.
Top athletes can do it. But
Yeah.
that blew me away.
The
that
struggle.
Buck.
Yeah, Buck is disgusting.
Man.
It was so nice seeing him get his
Head
Achilles
smashed
tendon.
in and his Achilles ripped.
Oh, her like smashing his head inside the door,
So
and then
good.
having the flashback to what had been done to her, and then just that
final-
last little like, and the sound as well. And again, Tarantino showing some restraint,
Didn't show it.
not showing it
No.
happen.
No, but the shaky legs,
Yeah.
the quivering of
It's so much more visceral.
the nerve endings in the brain just...
Yeah. And then we see her get in the truck, and is trying to will her limbs out of atrophy when we get to see the origins of O-Ren Ishii in some of the most stunning animation. I'm not sure of the production company that helped out Tarantino with this one, but
It's in the credits.
yeah, I think it's
I saw them.
Production IG. I think I read. I'm not sure if that's right or not.
I don't know.
Feel
I'm
free
gonna-
to put it in the comments below.
I read the name.
Yeah. Would you like to repeat it now on the podcast?
Yeah.
Sorry, we got lost in the water.
Just having a drink there when I answered. Sorry if you didn't understand that. But I did read it in the credits.
But it is incredible and such a beautiful way to tell the story. Like films are a visual storytelling medium, and like using all of the tools that are at your disposal. Hardly any filmmaker does, and Tarantino really gets into a groove here with using all different kinds of styles, and yet using this specific style of like hand-drawn animation for it is just gorgeous.
I guess this would like arc back to any graphic novel style storytelling, origins stories are huge in that world, right? Especially superhero world. So she's kind of a superhero in the villainous context. Look at this Super Marvel fan. He did this weird little, like, where is he going with this?
Terrence hasn't seen Volume 2 for a while, so he doesn't understand the references that he's making at the moment.
Oh man, I'm so awesome.
You're ahead of ahead of yourself here with Volume 2.
That's why I'm yeah. So that choice to do that, a beautiful style and really amazing choice as well, and the cinematography that went into the animation, little things like during the fight scenes in the early part of the animation, the light flares going past the characters as they're flying through the camera, and the camera shake in animation.
And the characters
is
run
incredible.
and their bodies stretch, and
so good.
It's amazing. One of the characters in that opening, the one who shoots the bottle and kicks the...
Yes.
That's Bill.
No.
Yep. Yeah. It's been... Yeah, David Carradine in an interview said that that's my character in that scene with boss Matsumoto. So Terrence has just left his body for a second.
Wow.
I know. I literally learned that today, and it blew my mind. Gives it a whole new context, right? So he's been in that crime world.
Oh man.
I know. And so that's probably when he started grooming O-Ren.
Yeah.
From a
To
child.
become one of the top assassins.
Yep. Yeah, he probably would have grabbed most of them as children and trained them to become the deadliest people in the world.
Oh my god. And what's the name of the squad?
The Deadly International Viper Assassination Squad.
Also known as Divas.
The Divas.
How cool is that? I never even realised that.
Yep.
And there are so many fan theories about the Divas possibly being the 5
The Fox Force
characters
5.
in Fox Force 5.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's some similarities there, and you've actually got a question to ask me before the episode ends that I'll link back to that. No, we're not
Before
doing
the
it yet.
episode ends, I have to
We're not
remind
doing it
myself. Yeah, I read it out, and he went, "Oh yes, that's a good one. Ask me." Yes,
Ask me that while we're recording. But yeah, that's a stunning achievement in filmmaking, that whole animation sequence.
Yeah.
And then learning how deadly she is, and then just one ticket to Okinawa, please.
Oh my god! Still back to that
One
animation.
way.
You know, I've never been affected by an animation so much as I have with this. When the mother just gets executed
Through the bed and
through the bed, and
blood
as
starts
the
dripping
blood
down her face.
starts to drip through, and timing it with the music, and just how you see it slowly weep into the mattress and then drip far out, and the father, the head, and the eyes, just all of it.
The music.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Do you think he directed that?
Oh, he did. He would have directed it, but
There was
it
an
would have
animation
been
studio
outsourced.
involved.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's nuts, right?
Just blew me away. Just watching it, I was thinking, what the hell am I watching?
You don't
right
need
now?
any more of it. I think watching a whole film with that style, I think, would
Oh, I
probably
know.
be a little bit too excessive. My brain just wouldn't be able to keep up. But like for that moment of learning about O-Ren, and then by 21 or 19 or however old she is, she's one of the deadliest women in the world, and
Yeah.
awesome. She's so good. And then we're going to get her, and then we go off to the man in Okinawa.
Now this is the next chapter.
The next chapter.
Chapter 3.
Yep.
Good, because in my notes I wrote chapter 1, 2, and then chapter 2. I didn't get to the name of it because I was just watching, and then my notes were a smattering of a couple of cool things, and then chapter 5 question mark.
What happened?
So chapter 3.
Yeah. Chapter 3 is the origin of O-Ren. Chapter 4 is the man from Okinawa,
and
where
his
we
name
meet
is Hattori
Hanzo.
Hanzo.
Sonny Chiba, the incredible Sonny Chiba, who is just a hurricane of charisma and talent in this film. Like,
That's how I am also referred
the
to at
difference
times.
that he has when he's playing like the restaurateur versus when he's Hattori Hanzo is amazing. Such a good performance, and we've spoken about it before, how Tarantino just manages to get these incredible performances out of his actors. And yeah, it is well and truly on display here with Sonny, because I've seen him do some other Western films and not so good performances, but yeah, this one is just stunning.
So his persona was changed when he's the sushi chef.
Yep.
And to when we realize he is Hattori Hanzo.
Yes.
But also
The Bride has the same one.
Find the Bride.
Don't say the name again.
I'll have to beep again. So The Bride has the same persona shift, which is so cool. And I thought we did a bit of a Pulp Fiction here. I'm thinking, wait, are we going way back in the past where she's maybe on a gap year and she speaks very differently and uneducated with the world? No.
Nah,
She
she's
is
just
playing the game.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah, getting in there to make sure that it is him,
Yeah.
and then yeah, dropping the bomb on you. I'm here to see Hattori Hanzo.
How did she know it was him? Was it the sushi he gave?
It's a movie.
Did she recognize the cut?
I don't know, maybe she knew before she went in, and she was just
Of course
having a
she
bit
did.
of fun. But the
of course she did.
dynamic between him and his
His helper.
his helper.
Let's call him a helper.
Yeah, the
Assistant.
tea maker.
Maybe they're brothers.
I don't know.
It's a family business.
Their
making.
dynamic is so fun, and it's so funny watching them play off each other. That whole scene of where she knows like 3 words of Japanese, and he's like, oh, you're very good. You speak like we speak Japanese. Oh no, now you're just making fun of me, and you should learn. It's really easy. It's so good. And then when the helper comes in and
They have
he's
their
like,
argument.
it's like, what do
their
you
little
want?
tiff.
Yeah, it's like, I always make the tea. Why don't you make the tea?
What does he say? Well, 20 years, I'd be general by now.
Yeah, it's
You'd be
like,
general,
"Oh,
I'd be emperor.
Yeah, if you'd be general, I'd be emperor, and you'd still make the tea. Now go and get the warm sake. Do you understand? I'm not bald. I shave my head. Do you understand? So good.
What?
He says that.
Oh, does he?
It's one of the funniest
You
jokes
lost
in
me
the
there.
entire film.
Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah, he said in Japanese.
I missed it.
In Japanese, he looks at Uma Thurman, at the bride, and is like, I'm not really bald. I shave my head. And then in English, he goes, do you understand?
Oh my god.
And then he throws the towel at him. It's great. But yeah, when
then she drops it.
when the Hattori Hanzo name drop happens and stops cutting, and you hear the sake bottle drop in the background as well.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, it just got real.
And that was where I was like, oh, good. We're here. That's what we like. We like these reveals.
And so we find out that Bill is a former student of Hattori Hanzo, and he has sworn a blood oath to not make another sword again. The whole lore behind this sword and this sword maker is just so incredibly nuanced and well done, and it's a testament to the writing and just the way that the film is shot, where it lets you know that this is such a big deal, and it does come massively into play in Volume 2, the Hattori Hanzo sword.
Okay, cool. And it already does have massive implication at the end of this film as well.
Yeah, with O-Ren.
With O-Ren.
She cannot believe that the bride has a sword.
Yeah, that was good too. I like the little times where the audience gets to enjoy with a little dig in to the baddies. Like, yeah, you show her that emblem.
Yeah.
At the base of the
You
sword.
lie.
Yeah.
Perfect. I was so close. I went to a convention, like a nerd convention a while ago, and there was a sword maker there who had one of like the bride's sword. It was a replica, obviously. It was not the real one that would have. Yeah, I know, right? I don't have that kind of money, and I don't know. It was like a few $100 or something, and I was like,
how much will I nerd out?
Like,
now?
I really want to buy one of those swords, and I did. Here it is. No, I'm kidding. I don't have it.
I was going to say, I didn't see you prepare that. What are you doing?
Falling out props. No. Oh, I should have bought it. It was marvelous.
Where would it go?
It
Would probably sit here.
It'd be,
if you had it, it would be.
the centerpiece. No, it'd probably be on the top. It's probably not wide enough to set. That's
You've got
fine.
a different sword there now.
Yeah, that's the Master Sword from The Legend of Zelda. That's not film related.
I don't know which one would be more impressive. I'm not a Zelda fan. Sorry to all the Zelda fans out there.
Oh, who would win? Yeah, probably that. It's Hattori Hanzo. God, it cuts gods. Hattori Hanzo sword.
Really?
Yeah, if you encounter God will be cut.
Oh, yeah, okay. But that's just him saying that stuff
It's
about
true.
his
It's
own
real.
thing.
It's real.
It's like me saying if I made this glass, I will turn into Superman if I
But
drink out of it.
you're not the world's best glass maker, though. He's the world's best sword maker.
It was an example.
No, it was a horrible example.
What about the way I roll my jeans up? If anyone else saw it, I should stop, shouldn't I?
Very much
Let me
so.
check my notes as well. Great episode, Lee. Great episode. Here's now where we're going to check our phones for a second. I'll provide the vamp bit again.
Go on.
Yeah, I'm done.
God. You need to words, Terrence.
I'm good at words. Oh, we're still talking Hattori Hanzo.
Yes, we're in The Man from Okinawa.
And our bride is now transported to a secret room upstairs, which may be an attic of sorts, with a wall of swords.
Gorgeous.
Take it
swords.
away.
Yeah, it's
What a setup.
so much fun when we see the bride go up and there's this whole room with so much history. So you can feel it, feel the history in this whole moment, and obviously convinces him to make her a sword. It's going to take him a month, and she's going to train, get the sword, and then head over to Tokyo and start cutting them down one by one.
So cool. Stay here. You can stay here and train.
I think, maybe possible slight spoilers for Volume 2. I think O-Ren is the only one that gets killed with the sword.
Oh, okay. That's okay. I can deal with that.
Yeah.
I can deal with that. How nice was it in that scene where the bride is looking at him and admiring all the swords, and she goes to reach for one, and he's in the background. He goes, next one down, we'll choose that other one.
Yeah.
And even more so when he says, you know what, I'm going to make you one.
Yeah. It's such a... It adds to the heightened reality of it all, and the over stylization, and just it's showing the history of what these weapons are capable of.
Yeah.
Like the respect that they have for them. Like these are a privileged item. Yeah, it all goes into it. Stunning.
You don't buy these things.
They are not for sale.
The baseball?
I didn't say sell me. I said give me.
Far out. What balls to say that.
Yeah.
But he would have to have known who she is. You reckon?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Which is why when she name drops Bill,
Okay.
yeah, because the vermin I have to kill is a former student of yours, and he knows. And so even though he swore that blood oath, which Bill is the reason why he swore that blood oath, this isn't said in Volume 2, but it's people kind of, fans and that are under the assumption that Bill convinced Hattori Hanzo to make swords for the deadly Viper assassination squad.
Yeah.
As a guise of they're going to be a gift. I want to gift them to them.
Okay.
And Hattori Hanzo said, yes, I'll do it as long as they're not used for profit, for killings and stuff. But they're assassins, and they went out and they used them for killings to make profit, which goes against the entire law or religion of these swords. So he swore a blood oath to never make another sword again after what Bill had done. And now that he's got a chance to right that wrong, that's why he makes the bride the sword.
Oh. How many people are in the Divas?
4.
And is Bud one of them?
Yes.
And is that all there is? Just those 4? Or does he have more?
No, that's it.
Okay. Well, I'm sure he would have known who she is then.
No,
I thought-
he has got nothing to do with the...
Yeah.
He was just said, Bill would have said, I've got students, I want to gift them a sword. Oh, tell me all of their names and what they look like. And
There's only 4 of them. There's Amanda, John,
Paul and Ringo.
Raylene. Look, I think I was ready for her to say O-Ren's name. And this is another good build in the storytelling that he does, because you get this big picture of O-Ren and her origin story. And she's the only one we know so far. Apart from Bill, we do know Bill is a baddie, but we don't know how much in the picture he is.
And we know
that he
Elle.
was the student. So we would assume, okay. O-Ren may have been a student,
Yeah.
but then to write Bill in the window, that was great.
The whole thing is her trying to get to Bill.
Yeah.
So she's just cutting through people to try to get to Bill.
Yeah. He jumps down the stairs really quietly. Yeah, stay here for a month. And I love he swings down. So cool.
Yeah, he's an amazing character.
And baseball.
Yeah, that was done for real.
Yes.
Cut
Lee
it
told me
off
that
for real.
before. I want to make sure that gets mentioned here.
Zoe Bell,
That's
again,
really
the amazing stunt woman who did that.
Oh, she did that.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. New Zealander. Cut it in half.
Overarm thrown baseball.
Oh, and then we
Cut
get
it live.
to the last chapter, which is
Already?
the House
Oh,
of
yeah.
Blue Leaves.
The House of Blue Leaves,
Yeah.
where we meet.
Showdown at House of Blue Leaves.
And who do we meet here? None other than an amazing band.
Oh, the
called
5, 6, 7, 8.
8. Woo, 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 woo. That's it. And then the movie ends.
Yep, nothing else happens.
They're all barefoot on the stage.
No, here's where we get into the proper action of the film. Like
I
what
fell
it was
asleep
sold
in
on.
this bit.
You fell asleep. Really?
You know, I did.
Oh, you must have been tired.
I was dead tired.
Yeah, okay.
Dead tired. And I was forcing myself to stay awake. And it was just when we walk into this scene, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna watch again tomorrow. But I couldn't take my eyes away from it. And I started slumping down on the couch. And I did the body jolt waking up, and then I thought, no,
Why are we recording? You haven't seen the film.
no, I rewatched it.
Oh my god. I was like, that makes so much sense.
I couldn't believe. I watched it,
Right.
but I had to watch it over parts.
Because there's so much that happens in that
Yeah.
whole fight. Like it's as much as it. You could be like, oh, it's all same. She's just cutting through 88 people. No, she's not. Like, there's a lot of different things that are happening in that film. I completely forgot that she, like, just cuts one of them in half. Like, from the top down through the center, and he just splits. Like a taco shell being snapped.
Man, I totally forgot that
Yeah.
she just pulls someone's eyeball out,
And then it goes
and it
black
goes
and
black
white.
and white.
All right, so funny story. You mentioned
Hilarious.
during the Pulp Fiction episode that you rented the film. It was one of the first. It was the first R-rated film that you ever rented when you turned 18.
I think so. Yeah.
Because
it was.
you were just so excited to be able to do it. So I rented this film or bought it. It was a long time ago now from my local Video Easy, and I brought some friends over. I'd never seen it before. Brought a couple of mates over. We put it on. It got to that scene. And that happened, and it went black and white. And I kid you not, I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry" to my friends. Something's happened to my like DVD player, and so I've like paused it and gone through like the menu in my television, and I'm trying to find where the color went. And I'm like, I had no idea, and I was so apologetic. And I'm like, "This is amazing. I don't know what's happening." And then, like, we just were like, well, we'll just plow through it, I guess. We'll just watch the rest in black and white. And then we realized that when she, like, blinks and it goes back to color, we were like, oh no. Yeah, I'm an idiot. I wasn't in the, like, in the cinematic world yet of, like, film loving.
I was seeing
just
that's
like,
a technique.
Yeah, nah, I had no idea.
Yeah, that's great.
I felt like such an idiot. I remember who I was with as well. God, I felt like such an idiot.
Well, good. That doesn't make me falling asleep during it make me feel so bad anymore. That was something I couldn't help.
Oh, it was so funny.
Wow. All right. Well, I did fall asleep, but I watched it the next day from a little bit back further. So
You fell asleep due to exhaustion, not due to the film. You should qualify that.
Oh yeah, I fell asleep because I was exhausted.
Yes.
And I was trying to push. I was like, "This is unbelievable!" Like,
The hardest thing to do when you're tired is to, like, the thing that's going to make you fall asleep the fastest is to try and stay awake. Bang, you're out.
oh, mistake.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I had the nous to stop it, because I think I was sideways on the couch and I jolted again and watched it again, because in that whole sleepy phase that I was in, I missed a lot of the key killings. of the 17-year-old O-Ren's right hand arm, you know, go. I missed that. I missed the arm cut off of Sophie. I missed so much.
Yep.
So I'm glad I rewatched it.
Good.
So much happened. And again, the cinematography. Yeah, that single long shot, great. But he had this huge space. He had a full sound stage to work with.
Yeah.
And just used every millimeter of space to move the camera in.
Yeah.
So good.
It either would have been a cinematographer's nightmare or dream come true.
Oh yeah.
In fact,
I think both happened in that film.
I mentioned that that long take, like that super extreme long take, took days to prepare, and they did 17 takes. The cinematographer collapsed from exhaustion at the end of the day.
Wow.
Yep. Much like you did watching the film.
That's understandable.
Yeah, it's like, I get it, man. I feel you.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was watching it, woo!
Empathetic.
Took it out of me. I love the... what was it? There was Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. You remember that?
Yeah.
And the jumping and...
Yeah.
Definitely not the first time that was used in film, but I think brought into the Western film, you know, I'd never seen many films from Japan or anywhere like that. No Chinese films, nothing. I wasn't versed in any Asian cinematic experience. To see those things was groundbreaking. But then to utilize techniques like that here to make characters run up walls.
Yeah.
Was just so
Tarantino
cool.
loves it. Like, he's so into that world and all of that style of cinema, the kung fu films, and I mean, he loves westerns. He loves everything. Sci-fi. I really want to see him make a sci-fi movie.
Oh, maybe
Please make a sci-fi film.
Maybe you will.
I don't think he will.
How many has he got left?
1.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What if he classes Kill Bill 1 and 2 as one film?
He's counted them, and he's got
Damn
one
it.
left. Yeah.
Damn.
At the point of recording this, when the movie calendar's all finished, he may have his whole 10.
Ooh. Okay, cool. Maybe they'll all be on the calendar. Maybe.
No. not all of them.
You
I'm
just
sorry.
lost a subscriber.
Like,
Quentin is out.
I love Death Proof and I love The Hateful Eight, but I'm sorry, they're not going on the calendar.
I've seen Death Proof many years ago.
I love it. I think it's great.
I can't remember
says
any
that-
of it.
He says that it's his worst film.
I'm gonna have to watch it again.
It's a lot of fun.
What you know? What? Okay,
It's got
so
Zoe Bell in it.
in that. Oh, really?
Yeah.
As an actor or as a stunt?
As Zoe Bell.
Oh, cool.
She plays herself.
Cool. Does she get in the car?
She gets on the car.
Oh my god. Okay, different film. All right. So this scene. What do you want to mention about it? What else?
I just love how we haven't really talked about cinematic techniques or anything. We're more just going linearly and gushing. I'd love to talk about some of the hyper realistic like fighting that's in this film, because it's limbs getting lopped off and people getting cut in half, heads coming off, and blood spurting 9 feet into the air. Like it's a complete and utter fantasy.
Yeah.
And there was no other way to do it. And Tarantino he said he's done it because it's fun. It is just good fun. The reason why the black and white happened, I think this is really interesting, is...
Wait, was it to do with blood?
Yes. So there was a lot of the old Japanese films or films from Asian cinema that would come to the United States wouldn't be able to get away with like the rating systems that the United States had, where they had a cap on violence and swearing and so forth. And so what they would do is they just make them black and white. So during the fight scenes, during the bloody scenes, so that they could get past the ratings boards. And so Tarantino did it as an homage to that, as well as added bonus of being able to make it
Show
more
a lot
appropriate
more.
for television, and
Yeah.
which is fun.
Maybe that's right. Why, right in that eye pulling,
Yep, it comes out.
eye gouging. Could you call it eye gouging?
Yeah, plucks
Like
the eye out
literal-
of his skull, flash them a defiant eye.
Is that said?
It's a nod to Volume 2.
Oh, okay. Well, I know there's a big eyeball scene in Volume 2. That I do remember.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
There's a couple. There's 2.
Oh man. Well, this one definitely was one. Oh, well, is this the third?
Yeah. But this is the
God.
first.
This is the first.
There's two more.
I do like, I mentioned it before, I do like when she calls out to O-Ren and she's got Sophie, what's it? Sophie
Fatal.
Fatal going down and just chops her arm clean off. And that was it's not the first, no. Oh man, we didn't go to O-Ren's.
O-Ren lopping off the head.
Oh my goodness, we skipped past that. How did we skip past that?
So what about when?
Yeah, we can talk about it still. But yes, that was unbelievable. That got me ready for it because I did forget a lot about what happens in that crazy 88 fight scene.
How can you forget, man?
Well, like you said, it's so easy to think so much goes on and it's just bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it blurred into my memory. I forgot the pieces like the gingerbread man in half, and the arms coming off,
Forever known as the gingerbread man.
and the eye plucking. The running up the walls. There was a moment where she runs up the wall and jumps off the sword or something, and everyone goes, "Oh, did you hear that?"
Yeah.
They all gasp.
Yeah.
That's
There's
hilarious.
also two Wilhelm screams in this scene as well.
What's a Wilhelm scream?
Terrence just put it in. He just edited it in. It's that. If there's people listening at home who didn't know, that's what it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Remember when that happened?
You'll hear it. Trust me. You will have heard it before. It's very, very well used sound in cinema.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
You have to hear it. I can't stop the podcast and let me just Google it so you can hear it. I'm not going to do that. We'll edit it in here. I'll show you after we finish recording.
All right. I'll put it in.
How are we doing for time? Doing all right?
All right.
But no, all culminating in the bride getting to have her showdown with O-Ren out in just one of the most gorgeous places that's ever been shot on film that wasn't done by Roger Deakins. Just that snow garden. With the water feature going, and
she mentions it, right? O-Ren, doesn't she?
What
say
a beautiful
something?
place to die.
Yeah. It's so peaceful, so beautiful, and she's in that white outfit, the white gown. Yeah, just beautiful. You should have ended there.
The whole
Tarantino,
film.
you ruined it. Should have ended with that. What a beautiful place to die, and credits. Would have been beautiful.
It's so nice. But no, I love their fight that they have. It's directed so well. I love that it has time to breathe. Like it goes slow, takes its time, and yet is still incredible to watch. The bride gets it's like one of the first times that she's
injured.
She's on the back foot. Like she gets a big slice down her back, collapses onto the ground, and
you got to ice that.
And O-Ren starts taunting and mocking her. You're like, oh, poor Caucasian girl likes to play with samurai swords. Like, this is what happens. And then she gets her own little cut on the leg, and then it has that moment of, I'm sorry, I mocked you.
Yeah.
Start the battle again as equals, and then clash of the swords, lop off the scalp, and it really is a Hattori Hanzo sword.
So good. Imagine. It wasn't the scalp. It was the skull.
The top of the skull went.
The skull. Her brain is exposed.
She was originally supposed to be decapitated in the script. And then Tarantino had the idea of doing that because he wanted her to realize that it was a Hanzo sword. And she wouldn't have been able to do that if she was decapitated.
Yeah. That was good.
Yep.
Good retelling of the story.
And we get the nice little tail end bit where we get the trunk shot of Sophie in the trunk of the car.
Got the yellow the
helmet.
Motorcycle helmet on.
Yeah, so terrifying. Mm-hmm. And we learn that we see Bud for the first time, who we don't know who that is yet, because we see him in Volume 2.
Well, we don't see him for the first time because there are a few grabs of the four of them leaning over her body.
Yeah, right.
So we do see that he is one of them. So
True.
he's the only one that we don't really see any movement of until that moment.
Yep. No, you're absolutely right. And the big cliffhanger at the end of the film is when Bill
interrogates Sophie.
Well, he's talking to Sophie. And
quite threateningly.
No, he just
He's
wants
got
to find
his
out.
hands like
Yeah, no,
full on her
he just
shoulder.
wants to know.
And
He's
she's
my
petrified.
my poor sweet Sophie. Tell me what happened to you. Like, she's disfigured, and yeah, does she know?
That's right. She got no arm.
Does she know that her daughter is still alive? And then bang, credits, and people had to wait a whole year for it, but you don't, because you'll be back next week for Volume 2.
Yeah. And Bud mentions there's a shot of Bud sitting on a porch somewhere.
Yeah, I said that.
Did you?
Yeah, I said we see Bud.
Yeah, but what he says.
What does he say, Terrence?
He says something like, I don't know. He says she's got every right to.
That woman deserves her revenge, and we deserve to die.
And we just.
I picked up my phone. I don't have that quote written down. I knew it. I would say, because I'm good like that.
He drops me in it sometimes. He knew that I didn't know it.
Occasionally.
All right,
I get to have some fun.
So we've done pretty much a linear retell.
Yeah, it's the first time we've ever done that.
Of the story. I don't mind that. We jumped across some bits.
Yeah, well,
but
we're not going to spend the entire runtime going through. Oh, and then
why
this,
not? We pretty much do.
And then this frame is so good.
Now,
we didn't talk about how she went from the back seat of the car to the front seat of the car.
oh, quick, let's do that. Let's do that.
No, we're not going to talk about every moment of the film.
So, we'll do what about when's now?
Should we?
Or should we go?
Do you have anything that you wanted to say
pieces?
beforehand? I wanted to hit home a little bit more about the over stylized.
Do I want to say anything? Let's
Yeah,
talk
that's
about
what
the
I
over
asked.
stylized nature of the whole thing.
Go for it.
No, you go.
You can't interrupt and then not say anything.
Go for it. You asked me what I want to talk about, then kept talking.
No, we shouldn't do it. Let's go into what about when's. You don't want to hear about it, do you?
I do. Because that's how we started.
I love so there's so many things in here that keep reminding you that this is it's a fake world. It's a false
Yes.
world. It's a film that's designed to be a piece of entertainment.
Yep.
And it's like everything from like when we see Bill, we don't see Bill, but we see his gun. When we get a flashback to the bride getting shot, and it just shows the bullet like slow motion coming out of the front of the pistol, and like it's so fake and over the top, as well as like even like during the fights, like the Crazy 88 fight, one of the first kills that she does. It is the first one where Mickey comes down and she like stabs him through the front and like lifts him up
And uses him
lifts him up over her head and then like tosses him to the side. Yeah, so it's all like, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all of that plus the color grading at the beginning of the film in the Pasadena home, and you know, with like the grass just like electric green, everything, all of it, the animation in there, flicking from black and white to color, and
Yeah. The Kill Bill films, okay, of course, second one I don't know, but I'm guessing from what I remember, it's quite similarly done in terms of its stylized nature.
the second one,
Yeah, but there are big elements where it goes to different style altogether.
yeah,
right.
there are some very much over the top,
Yeah.
stylized, heightened things, especially with Pai Mei, and but we're
Yes.
going to talk about that.
And that kind of changes altogether
Yep.
into that style. I totally forgot what I was going to mention, but oh no, I didn't. Is this one of Tarantino's, in your opinion, one of his most colourful films?
Colorful as in just like do you mean that literally, or like
As well as with his over-the-top stylings of violence.
I mean, it is absolutely up there. Yeah, for sure. I would say that Django Unchained has a lot of similarities to this one as well, where like there's violence that happens in that film that is just so dramatically over the top.
Yeah.
That almost equals Kill Bill Volume
You
1.
reckon?
Yeah. When's the last time you watched Django?
Yeah, a while ago in the
There's
cinemas.
there's a lot, and it's
Oh, okay.
fantastic.
Like blood spurting. Psh.
Yeah, no, more like he has a shootout. Like all of the shots, like it's things blowing up.
Oh,
And,
okay.
like the blood squirt. Like
Oh, cool.
Like instead of like squibs, they've got like
A bucket.
like a balloon attached under their clothes that just explodes. out of
okay,
them.
cool. Oh, well, good. Yeah, that is what I meant.
Yeah, like someone gets like shotgun on the ground and the explosion goes up like 9 feet in the air with blood. And yeah.
All right, that's awesome then. Oh man, I can't
So
wait
yeah,
to
there's
watch
a lot
Django
like that.
again.
Yeah, Django's good. That'll probably appear on the
I
calendar.
can't wait to see that again. Let's go into some cool moments.
Some what about when?
Yeah, I reckon.
Cool. Let's do hashtag.
I'm happy with the style.
So here we are, hashtag what about when for Kill Bill Volume 1. This will be episode 28 for those playing at home. I remember that because Pulp Fiction was 27.
Yep.
And yeah, the best way to contribute to this one is through Twitter or Instagram. Make sure you use the hashtag what about when we announce the films so that we can find it and add it to this point. We are at The Movie Cal everywhere. You can email us as well. We are themoviecal@gmail.com. All of these are in the description below or on our website, themoviecalendar.com.
Yes, and we have a what about when from Instagram.
Let's go.
I would love to start with that.
Yes, please.
Let me get it up on my electric telephone. Is it an electric telephone?
It's got electricity. It needs electricity to run.
Yeah. I don't know why I said it like that. Oh, Instagram. Here we go again. I remember doing this a little while ago. Going all old daddy on you. I don't know if that made sense.
That sounded gross.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing I do.
I can talk and you can look it up, so that's fine. Thank you for contributing to everyone who has. We really appreciate it.
And here is a contribution I'm about to read from Instagram from That Girl Obsessed with Disney.
Thank you.
A couple of underscores in there as well, but I think we'll pop this on the screen.
Yep.
Now, That Girl Obsessed with Disney, hashtag what about when, just the whole fight scene of O-Ren and the bride, the score, the cinematography, chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning. Like we said it again in the full episode where
Yeah.
that whole snow-covered garden at night, it feels like the entire light source was just the biggest full moon that you've ever seen in your entire life. It's just stunning.
And just the drifting
Yeah.
snow as well. It must have been so cold for that.
Well, it's probably fake.
I mean, it's no. I'm talking about setting the scene
in the film.
It's probably fake. Oh, you reckon? And it probably wasn't outside either. You know, just saying. And it probably wasn't the real moon giving the light. I got carried away with it.
Yeah.
It really took me to a really silent place where the snow had just fallen and it was still falling and it was silent. Have you been in soft, fresh fallen snow before?
Yes.
You know the silence that you feel. I just felt that.
I was at a ski resort, so it wasn't that quiet. But no, I know what you mean. There's like this real sense of calm before the storm when they walk out there and it's just you're just waiting for it. And yeah, seeing the little water feature tap up and down and before the amazing music comes in.
Does that water feature show halfway through the fight?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought it was
after
me.
one of them gets cut.
Where was that before?
Yeah.
That would have been nice, but it was nice to show that.
Yeah, it just the whole thing is awesome.
Because the bride walks out there, she has this wall, and she's like, oh, "What's behind this door?" Wow, really cool. I didn't think it was outdoors. I think that's one of the beautiful things about it as well.
Yeah, oh no, it was on a stage.
I didn't realize the scene was built as if it was outdoors.
It was outdoors.
But you said it was on a stage.
In the film, yeah. You're saying that it, like in the film.
In the film,
You're saying that it wasn't outdoors.
No, I love that it was outdoors.
Yes.
Because I was prepared for in the film for when the wall went across
For it to be in this
for
room.
it to be another room.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it was a stage.
Yeah. Awesome. It was a stage.
All right, do you have any what about wins? I have a few.
I do, yeah. So I hashtag what about when we get and it's another O-Ren one, surprisingly enough, my first one. When we get O-Ren's origin story in the animation sequence.
Yes.
It's just gorgeous. That whole sequence is stunning.
That's a what about win for me. And then I have like 3 what about wins inside of that sequence.
Yeah, there's so many.
Just unbelievable. And I mentioned the cinematography used in it and the sword coming through.
What about when Terrence learned that it's actually Bill in that scene who kills O-Ren's father?
Man, in the last few episodes, I've had some groundbreaking learns, and I want to put like the big earthquake shake on my face and zoom in, but it's too much work and there'd be too many of them.
Yeah.
So that I can't believe it. I have to watch that again now to see Bill. He's so lanky and evil.
Yeah. Do you have
Don't
some
like
what about
him.
whens?
Yes. Thank you, by the way, for from that girl obsessed with Disney. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
your what about when. Yes, now I have to switch apps and
That's
go
why I
into
was
my-
trying to get you to smoothly do it in between talking.
without
like I
telling
do.
people that you're
Yeah.
doing it. Okay, what about when the bride cuts the arm off of Sophie Fatale?
Yeah.
Just
Awesome.
totally unexpected. She's writhing around on the floor. That's so cool. And she yells to all of them. She goes, "Those of you that can walk, or those of you that are alive, you may leave, but you've got to leave your limbs.
Yeah.
Except for you, Sophie, you stay."
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're in trouble. I just felt like in school when the teacher says, "Everyone, you can go. James, you stay." Like, ooh,
So much power.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
those
right.
of you who are lucky enough to have your lives can leave with them. However, leave your severed limbs. They belong to me now.
What do you think she did with them? Make a necklace?
She was probably hungry after all that fighting, I'd imagine.
Works up an appetite. Do you want me to keep going with mine? I've got a few. But I think I've spoken about them. What about when the bride pops the eye out of one of the 88s?
That's really good. I have another O-Ren one, which is hashtag what about when O-Ren's history of being Chinese American at the boss
table?
meeting, yeah, and as a negative, it was brought up very specifically as a negative, and yeah, she cuts off Boss Tanaka's head for it, and then the amazing speech that Lucy Liu gives is so good.
She yells good.
Yeah,
She has good yelling. Scary yelling. I won't ever ask.
and then straight back to
talk
calm.
to her. That's a very intimidating person right there. And then,
Yeah, written for her,
holy moly.
that character.
She. You know what's scariest about that is how she silently just gets up and runs across the table. Boom.
Head comes off.
Man. Love the blood spurts.
Yeah,
As the blood pressure reduces.
very realistic.
What about when the opening shot?
Yeah,
Opening shot. That floored me. Yeah. What about when Buck
Yep, that's all you have to
sells
say.
bride's
Yep.
body to people so they can rape her? I've never ever fathomed anything like that in any other film, any other scenario that I've come across in my entire life. And
Yeah,
watching this play out like
disgusting.
that, I was just thinking, how good is the security in some of the hospitals here in Australia? I hope we've got good security in hospitals where there are
again,
people-
heightened reality.
Holy moly,
Fake
scary. What about when she bashes Buck?
That's
Yeah,
marvelous.
That was great in the doorway. Yes. What about when Lucy Liu beheads the boss?
We've done that
Do
one.
you think Boss Tanaka, before she beheads him, he smashes his hand on the plate and breaks the plate? I reckon DiCaprio saw that and was inspired by it and went, you know what, I'm going to smash some glasses here and really hurt myself. I reckon Tanaka would have hurt himself on the plate.
I don't know what you're talking
in
about.
real life. DiCaprio and Django.
I mean, what?
It's very famously he
He's
smashes.
not in that film.
You don't. He's trying to get me. But Boss Tanaka, when he smashes the plate.
Yes.
I wonder if he hurt himself. He is not with me on this one at all. I'm going to say one more. What about the animation? Yeah, we spoke about that.
What about when Terrence asked me the question at the end of the episode?
Lee, I've got a question for you. I noticed. Oh, wait. What about all the red apples? Red apple cigarettes. What's the thing with that? What? That's a question. It's not the one you wanted, but I want to ask that.
Red Apple cigarettes
What's
are just a
with Red
staple
Apple
fake
cigarettes?
brand that Tarantino puts in all of his movies.
Oh,
Next
it's just
question.
a thing he does. Great. Why does everyone get to walk around with samurai swords on aeroplanes and in airports?
What's a really interesting thing at the beginning of this film or the end of this film, it says based on the characters by Q and U.
I didn't ask you. I was meant to ask him that question.
And some people are like, what does that mean? What is it all about? So that's Quentin and Uma. So they came up with this story together when they were making Pulp Fiction.
No.
Yeah. So, and it was Uma Thurman that had the idea. It's like, opening shot, woman lying on the floor, covered in blood, wearing a
wedding
dress. Tarantino was like, done. And then like just took the idea from there and then wrote the entire film for her. Yeah, so that's why they're created by Q and U, is what that is.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's
She's
how that
in
happened.
Pulp. I like the little Pulp reference when she's in the kitchen with Vivica A. Fox and she says something about being a square.
Yeah, no, she says if you want to get even, it's like, do you think killing me will make it even? It's like, no, to make things even Steven, I'd have to kill you, go up to Nikki's room, kill her, and then wait for the good Dr. Bell to come home and then kill him. That'd be about even. That'd be about square. Yeah.
I was disappointed they didn't do the dotted square.
But you don't need it for that one. I love it. I've got a joke to tell you off air about that. I can't do it.
Is it too rude for our viewers, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay, then.
But yeah, so thank you everyone for contributing to What About When. Thank you to that Disney girl.
Yes. That girl obsessed with Disney.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate the contributions. We're going to add Kill Bill Volume 1 to the movie calendar right now. The date that we have chosen for Kill Bill Volume 1 is April 29th. And the reason why we've put it on that date is because we thought we'd celebrate the star of the film, Uma Thurman herself, the bride. He's beeped it out again.
What did I beep out?
Yes, that one.
Okay, yeah.
It is her birthday. And yeah, this being such an iconic role, like not just for her, but just in the world of cinema, celebrate that by putting it on her birthday. So thank you, Uma, for such an incredible performance and a memorable character. Again, changed the landscape of cinema.
And she gave birth to this film pretty much. She had the initial idea.
Yeah, it was her idea.
Oh, man.
So cool, right?
So cool. Well done.
Do you have any other questions before we wrap it up?
Probably.
All right. Well, you can ask them in the comments below. If you have any questions, let us know and we'll try our best to answer them. Any comments, pop them down below. That would be amazing. Thank you, Terrence, for recording.
Thank you, Lee, for letting me ask Kill Bill Volume 1 questions when we do Kill Bill Volume 2 next week.
I'm so excited for you to watch Kill Bill Volume 2 again because there's like actual things that you talked about during this episode that are like...
Oh, cool.
Really important in number 2 that you just have no idea, like the superhero thing that you mentioned.
I know what I was doing. I hope you were all listening out there in Radioland.
Wait. Thank you everybody for listening, and we will see you next week for Volume 2. Make sure you get in your hashtag WhatAboutWhens. Thank you so much. Bye.
Yeah.